Hey, what's up, guys? And welcome back to this week's Pinball Effects tournament video. So, today I'll be talking about Spider Man. I'll give you a brief history of the character and kind of his influence on modern culture and pop culture. And then, since we're continuing on with Marvel tables, the next table we'll have for this week will be on Ghost Rider. So I know that some of you really like that table and that character. I think Urko was the one who really liked that table, but it's a fun one. So we're going to be doing Ghost Rider this week. And yeah, so let's talk about Spider-Man now. So before I go into Spider-Man, I thought it would be best to kind of think about for a moment the role that superheroes have played in your life. You know, who was the first superhero that you can remember, like, idolizing? Who was your favorite superhero growing up? Was it Batman? Was it Superman? Was it someone else? Maybe you liked the bad guys more, right? Maybe you liked Green Goblin. Or maybe you liked more kind of off-the-cuff superheroes, like Gambit, right? Or, trying to think, Cyclops, things like that. But the bigger picture here is that superheroes are larger than life, right? They're not just in comics, they're not just in movies, even though a lot of superhero fandom has kind of spread that way. It's become like this worldwide phenomena, right? But I think the bigger picture here is when you think about superheroes, what do they really represent? And to me, that is kind of the interesting thing, because I think in a lot of ways, superheroes are a way of kind of making us think about morality, right? Good versus evil, right versus wrong. And when you kind of, when you get down to the basics, that's what a lot of comics and superhero movies are about. What is the right thing to do? How does a superhero balance out, this concept of having all this power but without abusing it, right? So you can get even philosophical here, because a lot of times you think of all these superheroes, good guys, these protagonists with really cool superpowers, right? Spider-Man with his web and he can sling webs, Wolverine with his claws, the Hulk that can basically smash anything. But these superheroes don't use these powers just for fun, right? They use them with control, with kind of like conscious effort. Like, they're not just like going around smashing buildings. They're not just doing, they don't have these superpowers without any responsibility. And I think a lot of times when you grow up, you're like, oh, I want to have these powers, right? But you don't think about them in that way. You think about it like, oh, I just want to have, because it's cool, right? You think, oh, being invincible is cool, and or being a big green Hulk is cool. But there is more to it than that, right? So really kind of understand that superheroes are really more of like, honestly, like these guiding figures in our young adolescent life, right? So you're growing up and you're into comics and superheroes like Wolverine or Spider-Man, and that's where you sort of get this, like, your early judgment of morality, good and bad. Because you're not going to be so into, being young growing up. You're not going to be like, oh yeah, let's talk about all the famous philosophers who discussed, utilitarianism, right? And also on the same topic is not all superheroes wear capes, right? You have your everyday superheroes. It could be your parents. It could be a good friend. It could be someone like your uncle or aunt who's helped you in life. What is your definition of a superhero? it's not always the people with the special powers, but maybe the superhero is the person that, you know, a superhero could be a teacher, right? So it's not just these fictional characters, but the idea of a superhero kind of takes on many qualities that extend to real life as well. So with that said, I just wanted to kind of have you think about superheroes in a different way than just these, fictional characters that are on paper or on the big screen. All right, so now let's talk about Spider-Man. So Spider-Man was created by writer Stan Lee and artist Steve Ditko, and he first appeared in issue number 15 of the Amazing Fantasy comic from 1962. Now, Spider-Man as a character was a lot different than previous Marvel superheroes and superheroes in general. When you think about Spider-Man and you look at his artwork, Spider-Man is not this like grotesque, muscular dude or this menacing-looking, person. He's just like a human with like special powers, right? And so this idea was a reflection of the post-war American youth in the early 1960s. And so Spider-Man, the thing that made him attractive to readers was that he was so relatable. He was very much human. He was this Peter Parker, his alter ego, was basically a socially awkward teenager from New York. And so a lot of readers at the time who were reading comics could really relate to this. They could relate to Peter Parker. They could relate to his peer rejection, his romantic frustrations. And the way Spider-Man as a hero, Spider-Man really represented the urban working class. Instead of coming from positions of power and privilege like other superheroes in the past. So Spider-Man was a change because he was an everyday person, right? An everyday person, an awkward teenager who was dealing with problems that everyday humans can relate to, right? Peer rejection, romantic frustrations, right? Trying to fit in with the crowd. Came from an urban working class in Queens, New York. And so many people could relate to him. And so the origins are pretty simple. Peter Parker gets bitten by a radioactive spider. And so after that happens, he has this ability to shoot slings of, spider webs and, use spider webs to get around, to jump and almost to fly, right? And so that's how you I think that's the most important thing that you want to know about Spider-Man is that as a superhero, he was very different and he was more relatable because he was just this everyday person. And so people reading the comic strips and watching the TV shows could relate. They could be like, I could be, a modern Spider-Man. And even, outside of that, Spider-Man is one of the highest grossing franchises in history. I think he's up there with Batman and Superman. He's just a name that and so the name Spider-Man, the franchise, is humongous. I mean, there's been over 60 video games of Spider-Man, starting from the early 1980s, from 1982 on the Atari. There's been over 60 officially licensed Spider-Man video games. I remember playing one for the Sega. I forgot what it was called, but it was a Spider-Man game. And I remember liking it a lot because you got to sling the web and jump from building to building and play this superhero. So that's really what you want to know. And there's a lot of, there's this Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogies from 2002 to 2007. There's been other Spider-Man movies after that kind of took on a new mythology, a new take. So it's kind of like a role that is not really set in stone, but is kind of evolving with culture. So that's pretty much the biggest thing. And the quote that Spider-Man is known for is, "With great power comes great responsibility." And so you think about that with all the superheroes that we've done so far, is that quote fits in so well, because you can have all the coolest powers in the world, but if you don't know how to harness them and use them responsibly, it's almost useless, right? So yeah, I hope you enjoyed a little bit of Spider-Man. I thought there was going to be a lot more information like about him, but he's really kind of this simple character when you think about it, being an awkward teenager that becomes this more than life character. And I think that's the cool thing when you compare Spider-Man to other Marvel characters, is that this is just your everyday guy who happened to get bitten by a spider. So let's talk about this tournament now. So we had it was an open tournament. We had 37 people, and it was a one-ball challenge. The Spider-Man table I like a lot. It's got an interesting setup with an extra flipper. It's got this upper playfield part with other flippers as well to make some interesting shots. But I don't know if I could ever get to the wizard mode. I think I tried, but it's kind of like there's this part where like the flippers are reversed, where the left flipper is being controlled by the right button and vice versa. So it gets kind of weird. But I thought that was pretty cool. And you're versing these different enemies like the Doc Ock, right? Dr. Ock, the Green Goblin, and Magneto. So you have a lot of that pop culture reference in there. So let's go over the leaderboard here. So congratulations to King Balchi. I forgot the song. But anyways, I don't know why it sounds like a birthday song, but congratulations to King Balchi for getting in first place. Gatvic was actually in first for a while, but King Balchi must have taken that recently. So congratulations to King Balchi in first place with 162 million points on one ball. Congratulations. Sorry if my sing wasn't well, but I can do it again. Here we go. Congratulations and jubilations. Okay, in second place we have Gatvic. Gatvic is also a regular with 136 million points. So Gatvic, comes in, top 5 usually. So seeing him in second is no surprise, but always good to see him in the top 5. So congratulations to Gatvic. Third place we have Dale B with 63 million points. In fourth place we have my friend Scott Merrill with 57 million points. Scott was telling me that he really enjoys the Elvira Party Monsters, so it's good to see that he's enjoying that table. I think he said he was in the top 10 in the pro mode leaderboards. Fifth place, my friend Jabba with 50 million points. Hey Jabba, I came in sixth with 32 million. Seventh place, we have Carpy Sun with 31 million points, very close to my score. Underneath Carpy Sun, UTD 4000 with 19 million points in eighth. Bad Jack Daniels to make it into the top 10th. Shout out to Bad Jack with 14 million points. Going down the list here, my friend Urko, 1945 with 8 million points. 17th place, my friend Little Uniha with 8 million points. Going down the list, Midnight, shout out to Midnight, aka Wezzy, with 5 million points. 21st. Fabled Scarab, another longtime regular, in 24th with 4 million points. Johnny Sev, gotta shout out Johnny Sev, in 29th place with 2 million points, close to 3 million. And I think that's everyone. So thank you guys for playing in the Spider-Man tournament. I hope you enjoyed it. And let's create our Ghost Rider tournament. So go to Marvel here. I was originally thinking Blade, but I thought, you know what, I want to do Ghost Rider. I don't really know a lot about him. So it's going to be a private tournament. It's going to be a 1 ball. 10 attempts. 6 days, right? So 6 days, 10 attempts. 1 ball private. Now what is today? November 3rd. So 11/3/25. 11/3/25. Here we go. Here's the ID. And oh man, that's the coolest, like, look at this. So Ghost Rider has to be like the coolest looking. Is Ghost Rider a villain or a superhero? I don't even know, to be honest. But he has the coolest, like, table.
Vengeance has a name.
I've always liked this table.
The Ghost Rider.
Look at that demon looking dude.
I'm invincible.
Crazy looking table. Oh, you got another flipper there? Oh yeah, this part. This is awesome. It's like probably one of the most epic Marvel tables. Just because how different... Ball safe.
My grandfather would not be pleased.
Just because of how different it is. You know what I mean? It's like this...
Game over.
It has such a personality to it.
Mine is the power of hell unleashed.
Look at all this, like these coils and look at that. There's like a shotgun too.
The lock is lit.
Got a good flow to it as well.
I'm invincible.
Combo. Okay.
And the show begins.
I think I have to hit that villain guy. But the spot target's moving. There we go. Oh, choose a villain. Scarecrow?
Makes me strong. And immortal. I'm invincible.
Okay. Oh! Oh, is it the right orbit?
The lock is lit.
Yeah, the right orbit. Okay, now it's the left orbit. There we go.
My precious buds.
Okay, left orbit again. Triple combo. Let's go.
My pets are resilient.
Oh.
Hurry up.
Okay, right orbit.
2, 1.
No.
One of my pals wants to play. Not bad. Not bad.
Okay. Death race.
You really are death, but I'll race ya.
The lock is lit.
There we go. One ball.
Ball locked.
Okay, the skill shot is kind of cool, actually. You have to get one of these holes. Oh, it's the bottom one.
Multi-ball.
Let's go. Okay, jackpots are lit.
Jackpot.
This is a fun table. Orko was right.
Jackpot.
Jackpot. Jackpot. Oh no! Okay, what are we doing now? I bet you this table has a cool wizard mode as well.
I'm invincible.
4 times bonus.
Kickback activated.
No! Oh, I got the kickback though.
And the show begins.
The lock is lit.
Ball lock.
All locked.
Skill shot. Let's
shot.
go. There's the shotgun part. Boom!
Awesome.
This has got to be like the coolest table ever. Like the coolest original table. Here we go again. Like, oh come on, ball save.
Ball lost.
Oh, I had the kickback, but it drained down the
Game
middle.
over.
Well, guys, we'll see how this score holds up. I hope you liked this video. I hope you had fun, and I'll see you next week on the next one. Thanks for watching. Right?